What if I told you that the most terrifying thing about the Black Phone isn't the grabber, but the fact that the movie almost didn't get made because its star hated playing villains? And did you know the filmmakers used a secret, real-world connection to Stephen King's It to create their iconic masked villain, almost changing horror history? In this video, we're going behind the scenes to count down the top 10 things you didn't know about the making of the Black Phone, taking you on a journey from the first draft of the script to the final chilling cut. Number 10. The Grabber was originally a clown. That's right, in Joe Hill's original short story, the Grabber wasn't a magician, he was a full-blown part-time clown. Now here's the fascinating so what. Joe Hill, who is Stephen King's son, actually personally suggested they change it. The It movies had just become a massive cultural phenomenon, and Hill, along with the filmmakers, was worried about being accused of just riding his dad's coattails with another evil clown. It's a perfect example of how real-world market awareness can directly impact a script's DNA. Number 9. The script was the director's therapy. This fact adds incredible depth to the film. Director and co-writer Scott Derrickson grew up in a violent working-class neighborhood in the 70s. He even had a friend whose mother was murdered. He has said that this film's authentic, almost grubby feel and its unflinching look at domestic violence comes directly from him processing his own childhood trauma, which he was actually discussing in therapy as he wrote the script. It's raw, personal, and makes you look at Finney's home life in a whole new light. Number 8. Ethan Hawke had a no villains rule. This is a fantastic pre-production story that truly speaks to the power of a great script. After playing a terrifying role in Sinister, Hawke was actively trying to avoid being typecast as the bad guy. He had a strict no villains policy. But Scott Derrickson, who also directed Sinister, sent him the script anyways, and in less than 24 hours, Hawke left Derrickson a chilling voicemail in the Grabber's voice, reading a line from the script to say that he was in. It shows how a truly great script can override an actor's biggest career fears, pulling them back to the dark side. Number 7. The entire movie waited for Gwen. Now, this is a show-stopping fact about how critical perfect casting can be. The filmmakers found Madeline McGraw, who plays Gwen, almost immediately, and she was their clear favorite. The only problem, she had a major scheduling conflict with the Disney TV show. Instead of just simply recasting the role, the entire film production was postponed for months just to wait for her. That is a huge testament to how indispensable they knew her performance was to the movie's heart and soul, and quite frankly, I agree, she is brilliant. So with the script locked, the iconic villain cast, and the perfect young actors in place, it was time to actually roll camera and capture some magic, or in this case, some pure horror. Number 6. Gwen's dreams were shot on real Super 8 film. Alright, this one's for the real film nerds out there. Scott Derrickson, who actually started making films on his dad's Super 8 camera, wrote it into the script that Gwen's psychic dreams needed that authentic, grainy Super 8 feel. So the cinematographer had to use real 250D and 500T film stock. He called it nerve-wracking to have to shoot with no monitor and to rely only on a light meter, just like in the good old analog days. It's a true, tangible piece of filmmaking craft that adds so much to the film's 7D aesthetic, you just can't fake that. Number 5, they use special Lensbabies for a drugged POV. This is another great in-camera technical fact that shows true artistry. To create the disorienting woozy effect of the Grabber sedatives, the cinematographer just didn't add blur in post-production. Instead, he used a specific, non-traditional lens called a Lensbaby on set. This created that strange, unsettling visual distortion practically, giving the audience a direct physical sense of Finn's disorientation. It's a subtle but incredibly effective choice. But as any editor or filmmaker knows, the story is truly found, or sometimes even saved, in the edit bay. Let's talk post-production. Number 4, the phone cord was a CGI fix-it-in-post job. As an editor myself, this is a classic story. You see that ghostly black phone cord snaking through the carpet and the window bars? Well, they actually tried to do that as a practical effect on set using monofilament like fishing line, but it looked terrible and it just didn't work. In post-production, the VFX artist had to literally digitally rebuild the cord frame by frame, animate it, and even add simulated dust as it pulled against the bars to make it believable. It's a perfect case of fix it in post that highlights just how much work goes into things you assume are practical. Number 3. The score was Retro Terror by The Lighthouse's composer. The music in The Black Phone is unsettlingly unique, and that's thanks to composer Mark Corvin, known for his work on films like The Lighthouse. Corvin said his goal was retro terror, meaning he specifically used vintage analog synthesizers and focused on minimalist dread rather than loud orchestral jump scares. This was a deliberate post-production choice to make the film feel like a lost classic from the 70s, enhancing that period authenticity through sound. Number 2, the ghostly ragdoll movements were created using digital doppelgangers. You know those unsettling, almost broken movements of the ghosts? Well, that wasn't just actors moving weirdly. To get that unnatural, creepy vibe, the post-production team actually did 3D body scans of the actors, and then they created digital body doubles, essentially virtual puppets, and animated those models to achieve the ragdoll physics. They even had to digitally rebuild the camera's movement in CGI to blend the digital ghosts seamlessly into the real-world footage. It's a fascinating look at modern visual effects, enhancing old-school horror. And finally, for the true horror fans, the filmmakers left one final deep-cut secret that connects this movie to a whole nother universe, one that almost no casual viewer will pick up on their own. Now this one is the ultimate trivia for horror fanatics. Scott Derrickson's segment in the VHS 85 horror anthology titled Dreamkill is a secret Black Phone 2.5. Derrickson himself has confirmed that the boy in that short, Gunther Blake, is actually Gwen's cousin. It's a deep-cut Easter egg that proves their psychic dreams are a genetic family trait. How cool is that for expanding the lore? So there you have it, the top 10 things you probably didn't know about the making of the Black Phone. Did you already know about the VHS 85 connection? Let me know which fact surprised you the most in the comments. And if you want to keep diving into how our favorite movies get made, I've handpicked another video for you to watch from the Out of Frame archives. It should be right here on the screen. Click on that one and we'll keep the analysis going.